just joined us, you had traveled all the way across the far tundra until you had reached the spot where Velian Harpel told you that you needed to go, where the Rime of the Frostmaiden would be able to crack open the ragged glacier, following the streams that eventually become Lackdensmere all the way up to the edge of the ragged glacier. You found a waterfall that had frozen almost entirely over. Reading the incantation in its original, whatever Hawkins read it in, which sounded like the black speech of Mordor to me, but you read the incantation, and the glacier cracked itself open. Not before, however, you had devised something on the horizon that had destroyed the drone of Leonard and had flashed light at you in the past, or you had caught a glimpse of a flash of light but no idea of what it was. You all had some concern that perhaps you were being tracked, but you didn't really take that further. You headed down into the caves, deep into the caves, and the first thing you encountered there was what Professor Skunk, the orb that belongs to Velian, told you was a Netherese sky coach that he had always wished he had rid upon. A 30-foot high cavern, and in its center the remains of a wooden-hulled ship resting on the floor. As you investigated the ship, prying open some of the boards and things, several flaming skulls came laughing around the corner and proceeded to attack you. You dispatched the flaming skulls. I'm just working on the soundscape while I talk. And found yourselves then alone in the caves. And that's where you are now, is alone in the caves after defeating these flaming skulls. Digging through the wreckage, you found the headless bodies of several individuals wearing wizard robes, Netherese-type wizard robes. A few of you even took some of the wizard robes. Ancient-looking and really, really dope, because they are of the ancient city. And you found their headless bodies, their heads evidently turned into these flaming skulls with time, frozen solid and the corpses mostly mummified. You additionally found in the wreckage a safe, an iron safe with a combination lock with numbers or something on it. You assume numbers, written in Draconic script. I don't know if anybody speaks Draconic and can recognize the things, but you found a iron safe with Draconic script on the combination dial. And that's where we'll take you all now, as you're in that room. Let me make sure I got the sound working. I don't right now. Here's the audio. And cave ambiance. Okay, one moment. Let me find where I'm at, and then I'll get you moved there. Boy, this is the problem with having so many maps and Roll20 being so slow. Ooh, creepy. I'll fix the audio in just a minute. Y'all, I'm sorry. Apologies. Roll20 is so slow that it's making it hard. One moment. I'm looking for it. Like, they've got so many maps and I have to find the right map. You know? There it is. It wouldn't be a problem if I'd done this ahead of time. Okay. Now I'm going to turn on that sound because I know it's a little loud. Okay, that's where we find ourselves. You should be able to see your screens now. You're all in this room with the remains of a wooden ship that are frozen solid, with the mummified bodies, frozen mummified headless bodies of several ancient wizards, with whom's flaming skull, the remains of their flaming skulls you just did battle with. You found them. A couple of you have snatched some robes, I think, and you found a safe with draconic markings on its combination lock there. What are you guys doing?
If no one else reads Draconic, I'll walk over to the safe.
I
Okay.
don't.
That's all
Zar-
you.
Yeah.
Zarya does.
Zarya, as you look at it, you recognize the draconic script. There are numbers, the numbers 0 to 50 on this dial written in draconic numbers. So it is a 50-digit combination dial.
I just point at it and say 0 to 50. It's just a safe dial. Are there any other markings on it other than just the numbers themselves?
Roll investigation. No. Not that you could find.
Okay.
Yep. So that's what you find. There are two passageways leading to the south. One that leads sort of to the southwest, and one sort of directly to the south. And then there are several sort of like offshooting caves, small little caves, that the flaming skulls seem to come out of to the east and west from this chamber that you guys are in right now.
So,
Yeah.
yes, I would like to go and try and find something that tells me how to get into the safe.
Sure.
So let's go. We came from up here.
You came from the north, yeah, from
Okay.
up.
So let's go
And you
down.
sort of okay. As you approach there is a 20-foot ledge, sort of an ice, like fairly sheer drop, 20 feet down there. Probably too high for you to jump unless you make a really monkey acrobatics trick, or you have some sort of
What about an athletics check?
yeah, are you
Or
just gonna
acrobatics, I guess.
yeah, are you just
Athletics,
gonna
I'm
are
a
you
plus
gonna
8. I'm +8 athletics, so I'd rather do that.
are you just gonna like monk roll yourself down
Oh
there
yeah.
acrobatically?
Oh yeah.
Or are you going to athletically try to climb down this ice wall?
I'm gonna try and climb down the ice wall.
Okay. Give me a athletics check as you try to climb down the wall of ice. DC 20.
What?
It's a wall of ice. Uh, no,
Yeah.
no. With a 16, you make it down the ice wall, but you miss the last step and you fall and hit your butt, and it makes a really loud sound as you like hit your butt on the ground, and you kind of go oof, but you don't take any damage.
Okay.
But everybody kind of laughs at you as they see you fall on your butt.
I'm gonna hold up my 3 fingers and go read between the lines and walk away.
Yeah. So you're down there. As you're down in that room, down the 20-foot ice chamber, you notice that there are icicles as long swords clinging to the roof of the cavern that is 40 feet above you. There, all about the floor in this room is frost-covered blocks of stone and a toppled pillar that is embedded in the east wall with a glittering stone tower that appears to have crashed through the ceiling centuries ago. The exposed wall is cracked and has a few small holes in it, but is otherwise intact. Who is holding Professor Scott, the professorial orb? maybe Velian. So
I can't remember if I am or if she took him back.
we can just say that you've got him, Leonard. So he's all right.
I am willing to have one.
What is your passive perception, Harkus?
It is 12.
Okay. What do you do, Harkus? You're down in this room?
So as I'm going to start to kind of make my way around this room, but as I do so, I'm going to be sort of keeping an eye on the large icicles that hang above me in an effort to sort of navigate those as if they were about to fall on me, and I don't want them to fall. So
sure, why don't you roll me perception?
Okay. That's not good.
Okay. Harkus, you're looking around and you're looking forward at all of these icicles, and they are dangling down like daggers above you. And as you're looking up, all of a sudden, you hear a cracking sound, and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, that seems reasonable. Oh, come on.
One of the icicles falls down, and it clips you right on the shoulder as it falls. And it stabs you for 9 piercing damage. And
I'm going to mutter to myself, son of a bitch. I knew that was going to happen, and I still couldn't get out of the way. And I'm just going to keep walking. And hope that the next time is a better sort of outcome.
Okay.
I'm going to go investigate this pillar.
Yeah. You see, it looks like like ruins, like of some sort of ancient civilization that has sort of crashed down here and buried itself. And why don't you roll me another dexterity saving throw, please?
Oh, fantastic. Oh, it was so much closer to being better. I feel like a 13 gets me out of the way.
Yeah, with a 13, another icicle comes smashing down next to you. But you manage to jump out of the way of it, and yeah, you avoid getting smashed.
Okay. So looking around the room, what is this thing over here? What is this like half circle?
It looks like it's part of a tower that has sort of embedded itself in there. What you can see is that it's got a cracked wall, has a few small holes in it, but otherwise is largely intact. Nothing seems to remain of it other than sort of its outer shell.
Can I get through? Can I get like?
You could definitely look into it, and as you look into it, you can see that there are like shifting geometric patterns in there that the walls are sort of decorated with, and as you're sort of looking, you can see what looks like a human skeleton in there that has got a layer of frost over it and is wearing what looks like a white robe on the uneven floor. You think that you potentially could get in there, but you would have to like maybe break open a hole a little bit better?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take a chance and try and break open a hole.
Yeah, make me a strength check.
Are you serious? Come on.
Yeah, you're able to sort of start to break open a bit of a passageway. It's a little bit tight for you to squeeze through it, but you know you can start to sort of wriggle your shoulders and stuff through it. It might be a little bit tough, but yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna work my way in here.
As you keep working it,
As Leonard hears this commotion, he thinks it's the most hilarious thing he's ever heard. So he has to go look. So Leonard's going to wind his way around.
Leonard, okay, that is, how are you negotiating the 20-foot ice drop there? And then we'll flash back. Harkus is sort of
use the rope.
Harkus is sort of Winnie the Pooh halfway into a hole in the wall right now. Like, you're very Winnie the Pooh-ish. And Leonard, you've got a 20-foot ice drop before you. And then what are you doing to negotiate that?
I am going to, let's see, expeditious retreat isn't going to get me up there.
Down there. 20 feet down.
What about our climbing gear? Do we not have that?
You do.
I got a magic climbing rope.
You do. You purchased climbing gear and crampons and other things. Harkus just jumped off of it, but you know.
I mean, that's him, but you know. I was going to use my spider socks or whatever, but they don't work on ice. So I was just looking through. I was like, oh wait, we got all this.
It's going to become a
But is it magic lowering rope?
Well, so it's 60 feet. So what I'm going to command it to do is like double up into like 2 rope poles, so that we can just grab onto it and slide down.
Or you could have it take you down like you're on a swing.
Okay.
I guess I could.
Yeah, just have it nestle you and just like carry you down. Whatever.
Yeah. You're
it's
able to. It's
going to be a descent in style.
Yes.
With a magic rope.
All right. With a magical climbing rope, I'm not going to make you make a check. You are able to just magic your way down there. It's a magical day.
Whose name is Ropey.
Yep. All right, you're at the bottom, and
Ropey give it a treat at the end.
Ropey the rope has left you up there. What do you do?
Oh, and Ropey will stay in case anybody else wants to jump down.
I will take advantage of that.
Okay.
Leonard is just watching because it sounded hilarious. So he's just like sitting down on the ground, cackling at whatever Harkus is doing.
Yep. So that's what you see. You see Harkus with his legs sticking out, and his head is in a hole, and he's trying to Winnie the Pooh himself into this broken tower where he's kind of broken out a few of the bricks, but not quite enough.
I offer him some honey.
What is your passive perception, Ordella?
Let me see. 14.
Ordella, as you walk into the room, you notice up on the ceiling where these sharp, like dagger-like appendages are. One of them sort of moves a little bit, and you can tell that it is some sort of living creature, and it moves to try to break off a icicle that is directly above your head. But you can see all that happening, and you're able to see the creature up above.
Uh-huh.
And it looks kind of like this, Ordella. You've seen it before. These creatures made out of pure living ice. In fact, one of them was at the last island you were at. Ordella, make me a dexterity saving throw. You have advantage since you've seen this happen.
Dexterity save.
And Leonard, you make me a dexterity saving throw too. What was your passive perception, Leonard?
Passive perception is
you have advantage, Ordella, so roll that again.
15?
15 saves. Ordella, you're able
14.
to 14. Leonard, similarly, you notice one of these creatures sort of crawling along the ceiling.
Can I react to
that? Trying to cut a icicle down on top of your head. You can make a dexterity saving throw, and I won't give you disadvantage because you're sitting down on the ground watching Harkus Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, you're able to barrel roll yourself out of the way of the smashing icicle that smashes down like at the feet below you. And you're able to see it on the ceiling. And as you look, and I don't know, you see others, Leonard, that you can then point out if you so choose.
Yeah, so Leonard is looking around and giggling while he says, there's so many of them.
Yeah. In fact, you see above you multiples of these things clinging to... trying to hide themselves amongst the multiple sharp icicles in the ceiling of this room. Let's flash back to Cadillac and Zarya and Yatara in the room with the ship and the draconic safe. What are you guys doing?
Climbing down the rope.
All right.
I'll do the same.
Yep, you're able to enter the room. If you have a passive perception of greater than 13, you were able to immediately notice the things, but I think Leonard is probably pointing them out to everyone.
Yeah, you hear Leonard say, there's got to be at least 6.
Yep. As you point them out, Leonard, they all sort of hiss and... from where they're at above you. They've tried to drop icicles on you stealthily, but the stealth has sort of gotten away. And what do you guys do? Cadillac and Yatara, you both have entered this chamber, climbing down Leonard's rope. Or Yatara, you haven't said you've entered yet, so...
Yep, I entered.
Okay. So then you see them, they're on the ceiling above you, so you can move through them, under them as you wish. That's what you see, crawling around in a ceiling full of icicles as they tried to stealthily drop things on you. What do you guys do?
Leonard would like to get out the drone.
Okay. Speaking of drone, I also want to mention to Ordella not to forget that you have a dancing sword, too.
Yes, I was just thinking that. How could I forget?
Okay, your drone is out there, Leonard.
All right.
Can I go ahead and get my sword out?
Yeah, if that's what you want to do.
Yes.
All right, it looks like everybody is sort of moving towards a turn order-based thing here. So I'm going to clear initiative, and then I'm going to have you all roll it in just a minute. So go ahead and roll initiative for me. I'm going to roll 1 initiative for the little icy guys.
So I assume I'm still trying to squeeze myself into this room.
Yep, that's what you're doing right now. You see a skeleton in there.
I'll roll, I guess I'll roll an initiative, but all I'm going to do is try and squeeze myself through this hole in the wall.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to let you do that eventually. I just thought it was a fun scene with...
I mean, at some point, he's going to think that there's a pelt in there somewhere, and he's just going to go for it.
Sure. Absolutely. All right. Yeah. So up first is Ordella with your dancing sword.
Okay. Let's see. Is the sword attack is the sword out there yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I'll put it. I'll put it out there.
Let's have it attack one of these guys near me, I guess.
Okay. They're up on the ceiling. You're gonna send the sword up to the ceiling.
Yes.
Okay. Which one? Lefty or righty? Or the one right in front of you?
The one right in front of me.
Okay. Your sword flies up to the ceiling and swings with a 14 at that guy. That is a hit.
Yeah. Or 11.
It's a good hit. Okay, so that is the action with that. What else have you got for me? You have multiple attack, correct?
Yes. I have 2 attacks. Laser pistol?
Yeah, you can definitely laser pistol it.
Heck yeah, same guy.
Yeah, that'll hit.
For 10.
That drops that thing down to the ground. Its little body falls down and smashes into the turf.
Sweet.
Harkus, you're up.
Hey, Jeff.
Not quite.
Yes.
Do these guys explode?
They did this one.
They do now.
That's a very good question, Kenny.
Or Jesus.
Should they explode?
Just
as this thing gets blasted by the laser pistol.
Thanks, Kenny.
It
just in the interest of things that Leonard will find hilarious.
Yeah, in the interest of things that Leonard will find hilarious, yes. After she blasted it with a laser pistol, you notice that it explodes in a cloud of icy daggers that go flying everywhere. But it doesn't hit anybody because it's 40 feet up on a ceiling. But yes, this one 40 feet up just sends shatters of ice flying every which way. So yeah, that's what you see. And Harkus, you're up. You're just trying to squeeze through the whole Winnie the Pooh?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. You pop into this other room, and you see this insides of what looks like an old tower that are at least half of it that have this crazy like pattern on it. And there's almost like you almost can feel some sort of like strange energy about the space, but you see a human or a humanoid skeleton there wearing what looks like white robes with a thin layer of frost over him laying against the corner of the room.
I would like to go and investigate the corpse.
Okay. What you find is he has a white, what looks like wizard robe with an intricate design on it that is ancient. And as you sort of pick at the wizard robe, it sort of like falls apart in your hands, just kind of crumbles to pieces. And he has a tome of some sort and a wand.
Okay. Can I look at the tome?
Yeah, as you try to look at the tome, it looks, it has text on the outside of it, and it is sort of bound with a little clasp. It looks like Yatara's spellbook.
Okay. Can I take the wand from it?
Yes, you can pick up the wand. You pick up the wand. As you try to look at the spellbook, the pages literally just fall to dust and ash before you as you sort of are flipping through it and look at it and try to turn those pages as this is entirely ancient. But the wand you are able to pick up and take, yes.
Okay. So this repeating pattern that's on the wall, what does it sort of, is there a way for me to sort of write this down or copy this down somehow?
No, it just sort of makes you feel kind of nauseated or something, or like there's an energy about the room itself, like it seems to be. Roll me Arcana.
Okay. This is going to go well. Nope.
It's got some sort of energy about it.
Me's not so smart.
The walls of this natural chamber seem to pinch in to your immediate west, and you can see another part of what looks like the remainder of the ring of this tower leading in sort of another chamber leading outwards with similar sorts of like small holes in the wall that direction.
Okay. I guess I hear the fighting.
Yeah, you can hear you hear the sound of an explosion happen behind you
Right.
as Ordella unleashes a laser blast. So it sounds like, I think, like a pew, and then.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to squeeze myself back through this hole.
Okay, you stick your head out, and as you stick your head back through the hole to try to squeeze your way back through that hole, you see Leonard doing what?
Cackling.
It's your turn, though. Leonard is cackling.
I'm cackling at
That's free action.
Squeezing out of the hole.
Yes, cackling is a free action. You see Harkis's head poke back through a hole.
No, it's just the funniest thing I've ever seen. As I send my drone up to take care of this guy, Droney is going to shoot his cone of flame.
Okay. So it's a dex save for the little ice method.
DC 15 for 10 fire damage.
It fails. Takes 10.
Okay, and then Leonard is going to feels. I'm going to cast. Let me see what this. Okay. Oh, okay. Hang on. Did that cast all three?
Yeah, 26 and 19 hit. You do 11 damage, and it explodes in a hail of icy shards that go flying outwards everywhere. And as it does so, does the drone have dex abilities to it and such?
Oh no, the drone did 10 damage.
No.
So that was to that one.
The drone itself needs to make a dex save.
Okay. The drone, yeah, because the drone is close enough.
As this thing blows up.
The drone, does it have a dexterity?
I would hope it has stats.
It has an AC.
If it doesn't have the ability to move dexterously out of the way, then it's just going to take the damage.
It's probably just going to take the damage.
Okay. In which case, then it will just take the damage if it doesn't have a dex to roll.
It does not appear to have a dex.
Then it's going to fail automatically. So it's going to take 8 piercing damage as shards of ice from that thing just explodes and embeds itself in it.
Okay. All right. And then the 3 searing rays are Leonard.
Yep. All right. It's these things' turns.
Hey, well, Jeff, the sort order's off.
Oh,
just
okay.
FYI.
Oh, yeah. Well, then definitely you're up. Must have gotten in after I hit the sort.
I should have killed another one of the, because the drone killed one, and then Leonard dealt 11 damage to another.
I thought you did the same one. You didn't deal it the same one?
I thought they only had 10 HP.
Oh, no. They've got 20. They've got more than 20 HP.
Oh.
So if you dealt it to the same one, you killed it. If you dealt it to another one, then both of them are still there.
No. I saw Ordella take one out with the laser pistol and assumed they had 10. So never mind.
Ordella took it out with the laser pistol after she'd already hit it with the longsword.
See, I missed that part. All right, we're good. Then it's the same one.
Okay. In which case, then it is apologies for the turn order being way out of whack. So Yatara is up.
I'm going to. This one's that's closest to me. Wait, how'd she? You said they were 40 foot up, right?
40 feet up on the ceiling.
Okay. I'm gonna cast I'm just gonna cast Magic Missile on the one that's closest to me.
Okay.
1, 2, 5, 5, D, 4.
It's probably the one next to Leonard or above Leonard. Yeah. Yeah, he just gets blasted for 17. Still alive, though, unfortunately for y'all. And Cadillac, you're up next.
Okay, I am going to move to the one closest to me, and I'm going to attack with Dust Crusher.
Now it's 40 feet up on the ceiling.
Oh.
You're down on the ground. It's 40 feet above you.
Jump.
I mean, you're a crazed madman. You could climb these ice walls. You got some crampons. I'd love to see it. Cadillac spider climbing and roping himself up there to hit it with a hammer. But they're 40 feet up.
I'm... Yeah. Short of powering up the Death Ray.
I mean, do you have like a bow?
No.
Or a hand axe you can throw?
No. I do have some javelins still. So I guess I'll throw a couple of javelins.
Okay. You're a melee man.
So bam bam.
That is 2 hits.
Sweet.
And with the I assume you're going after the one. That one was just magic missiled.
Yeah,
and
this one right here. Yeah.
With the magic missile, that is enough to blow it up. It explodes in a bunch of ice shards. The Mephits are up, and this one sort of crawls across the ceiling near you, Cadillac, and he is going to blow down. Oh, he's 40 feet up. That's no good. You all have proven that you're capable of getting them up there. What's he gonna do? All right, I know what he's gonna do. He drops down to the ground next to your feet, Cadillac, and he's going to unload a breath weapon on both you and Leonard. The two of you go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw, please. Cadillac saves, Leonard does not. Cadillac, you are going to take... Cadillac, you're going to take 6 cold damage. And Leonard, you're going to take 12 cold damage. The other Mephits are going to skitter over the ceiling here, and this one is going to try to drop an icicle down on top of Ordella.
No.
Ordella, make me a dex save, please.
Haha.
You save and jump out of the way of it. This one is going to run over here, and it's going to try to claw at your drone. with a 5 to hit. That's probably not going to do it.
That won't do it.
And this last one is going to he succeeds, and he manages to summon 1 additional mephit. Good on him. And the additional mephit is going to what's he going to do? He'll drop down and down to the ground and unleash. Run forward, drop down to the ground, and unleash an ice breath at Cadillac and Leonard. Again, both of you two roll a dex save one more time, please. Leonard 10 cold damage, Cadillac 5 cold damage. And Zarya is up.
Okay, which ones are on the ground versus which ones are in the air?
The only ones in the air now are here. I'll mark them. The ones with the red dots are up in the air. Hang on, there's a couple of them. There's 2 on the ground. Because you got 2 that dropped down and did their breath weapon. So the red dots are up clinging to the ceiling.
Okay.
You got one right next to you down on the ground.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna take out my battle axe and swing at it.
Okay. That'll hit. Okay. 6 damage.
And I don't think I have multi-attack or anything like that, so I guess that's all I'm doing.
All right. Ordella, you're up.
All right. I'm going to have my sword swing at this one in front of me on the ceiling.
Okay.
21.
Hits.
10.
Okay.
And then laser pistol.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a hit.
Oh, it is? Yay! For 16.
And it explodes.
Yay.
But it's up on the ceiling, so you avoid the hail of shards that come flying down. Harkus, you are Winnie the Poohing your way back through the wall. You're able to pop out, and you're back in this room now as you pop through the wall.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Okay. Which ones can I reach?
On the ones with the red dots are up on the ceiling.
Okay.
The ones without the red dots are down on the ground.
All right, I'm gonna run over to this one, start swinging at it.
Okay. Hits. Yeah, big hit. Make me a dexterity saving throw, Cadillac, Carcass, and Zarya. He explodes in a hail of shards right next to you. Okay. Everybody succeeds that saving throw.
So I have a question. These are cold damage, right?
Yes.
How does that affect, or how is that affected by my Frostmaiden's blessing?
It doesn't hurt you at all. But this is slashing damage. The death burst is slashing damage. It shards. The frost breath doesn't hurt you.
So the earlier ways I took damage, weren't they the cold?
Yes, that doesn't bother you at all.
Okay.
But this does. And unbelievably, everybody takes 1 damage.
Okay.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
It does. That's all it takes because Zarya stops displacing.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm going to move over to the other one, and I'm going to swing at him because I haven't learned my lesson.
Okay. Can definitely do that. Hits. 13. Good hit.
And then I will unarmed strike it. Nope.
That's a miss.
Okay.
Key point or nay?
Well, I sort of already declared the unarmed strike, so
gotcha. Okay. No, I mean I think saving the key points for not fighting Mephits is probably a decent idea.
Yep.
Yatara, you're up.
What is it? The ones with the red dots, are those the ones
on the ceiling?
On the ceiling still? Okay.
40 feet above.
The one that is closest on the ceiling, I'm just going to hurl a firebolt at it.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say a 28 will probably hit.
Oh my god.
Wow. Such damage. Okay. Leonard, you and your drone are up.
All right.
Drone's up on the ceiling.
My drone is going to aim. It's a 15-foot cone at these two guys.
Okay. One's on the ceiling and one is up high, so you can't get both because they're 40 feet apart. The red dot is up high.
Oh, so one's on the floor.
Yep. The one without the dot is down on the ground, and the one with the red dot is up 40 feet up.
Then I'm going to aim at the up one.
Okay.
With DC 15 dex save.
Critical success.
All right. 8 fire damage.
Okay.
All right. And then Leonard is going to, since I thought they only had 10 hit, that was the whole point of me using the scorching.
Yeah,
I thought I was going to kill 3 of them.
They got more than 20. All right, you're punching the one down on the ground. Yeah, that'll hit. Or are you going for the one on the ceiling?
Down on the ground.
You're going for the one down on the ground?
No, it's going to explode and hit me again. I'm going for the one on the ceiling.
Okay. Either way, 21 hits.
16 fire damage.
It explodes in a hail, and your drone takes 4 piercing damage. That's 12 damage to the drone. I don't know how many HP it has.
50.
Cadillac, you're up.
Okay. Let me see. The method with the red dot, remind me what that means again?
Up on the ceiling.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close in on this method closest to me. And I should be able to lock in on melee now with him. And so I will now use Dust Crusher.
Okay. I will now smash, says the Hulk. Yeah, that kills him. So Leonard, Harkus, and Cadillac all make dex saves, please. That would be a fail. For you, Cadillac. Oh, geez. Cadillac, you take 2. Leonard, you take 1. And I need 1 from Harkus as well.
Hold on. Technical difficulties.
That's okay.
It's
not that much. You're either going to take 2 damage or 1 damage, depending on your dex save. 1 damage. Little Mephit boy on the ceiling is up, and he's going to grunt really, really hard. And he's not able to summon any Mephits. So he casts a spell, and all of a sudden, the ceiling becomes filled with foggy cloud all around him. Just entirely filled with foggy cloud. and he sort of disappears into what looks like to you, Yatara, like a fog cloud spell that this little bastard has cast up there. And Zarya, you're up.
Okay, so he's missing in a cloud of fog.
Yeah, there's a cloud of fog up there. I mean, you know he's there. You just could target him with disadvantage because he's hidden in a bunch of fog, but you kind of know the general place that he was. It's not like he's totally invisible here.
Okay. That's true. Can I just cast Shatter there?
Yeah.
It is a Constitution saving throw.
All right. So, how much? What is the area that Shatter covers?
Shatter is a 10-foot radius, so 20-foot.
Okay, so you'll get it then. Yeah, you can get it then. If it was like a 5-foot area, I was going to make you call what space you're going after.
Okay.
So it's a saving throw. What's the save? Dex?
No, it is Con, and it is 15.
Okay, that's a critical fail.
That's max damage.
24. You hear Shatter, and then you hear like a poof, and a just you see the shards of ice go flying out from the ceiling, and the fog cloud suddenly just dissipates, and the room
and Leonard just erupts in laughter.
The room is relatively empty. Harkus, one thing that you notice, or Leonard, I think Leonard notices this, as you're sort of looking around just laughing terribly. The hole that Harkus just Winnie the Pooh'd out of, there's like a cloudy mist that is beginning to flow its way out of that hole.
I'm gonna float the drone over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In that room, you don't see much as you go through the hole, but there is a foggy mist that sort of surrounds the drone. Are you putting the drone through the hole? Or
yeah,
you,
I'll put it right inside the door.
Okay. This foggy mist just sort of surrounds and is pouring out onto the floor all around the exit of the hole. And inside the room, there's not much there. I don't think that you have the ability to see through the eyes of the drone, but we established that because you couldn't see through its eyes.
I'm going to have the drone breathe fire.
Okay. You hear and can see the flames of fire licking on the inside of that room in there. You don't hear any screams of agony. The mist continues to sort of flow out of that hole the drone came from and is pouring onto the floor of this room at this point.
All right, so the drone doesn't appear to be boiling it off.
No.
Okay.
There doesn't appear to be anything in there. There's just sort of mist that seems to just be falling directly out of the hole.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah, what do you do?
Well, I'm gonna go look since the drone hadn't exploded.
You go up and look through the hole?
I'm gonna think better of it because it's made of ice. I'm gonna let Cadillac know.
Cadillac can
he's
go
cursed
look
by the Ice Queen.
That's not a bad idea.
Cadillac, as you approach, the mist that is flowing out of that hole Roll me perception.
Bam. Oh no. Oh
Okay, Cadillac.
dear.
This works out great for you. This works out really great for you, Cadillac. You're staring right into this foggy cloud, Cadillac. I'm gonna put you kind of here because you can't really like see through much as it's kind of flowing out. And you look, and all of a sudden the mist begins to coalesce into some sort of form before you. And you can tell, with a critical fail in your perception, you're not sure what it is until it becomes obvious what it is. Because before you, you see the mist coalescing into a set of eyes, and then a set of teeth, and a face begins to form. And directly in front of you, a creature begins to take shape out of the mist, and it has the this like horrific look to it, with sort of undead glowing eyes that strike pure malice, and it's wild looking. And almost looks like some sort of mixture of a wild animal and living thing. And this is what you see. It looks something like this, as its fangs are dripping right in front of you, Cadillac, and you're sort of staring at it directly in the face as it lets loose an absolutely bone-chilling cackle in front of you, directly in your face, Cadillac. And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, goodness.
In fact, everybody make me a wisdom saving throw. All of you. As you can sort of hear this. So everybody that can hear it. Everybody saves except Yatara, who is terribly frightened by this scene that is appearing before you. And Cadillac, you directly in front of it, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Cadillac, you feel sickness sort of deep inside you, a sick feeling inside of your gut. And it reaches up and it grabs hold of you, and it's going to try to bite you. With advantage, 19 to hit.
That'll do it.
Cadillac, you're going to take... oh, it didn't roll correctly. We're just going to roll standard damage. Cadillac, you take... 13 piercing damage.
I was going to say 7. That's not so bad.
And 12 necrotic damage.
Oh, Lord.
So 13 piercing and 12 necrotic damage. And, Cadillac, what's your maximum HP?
84.
Write that number down for me.
Right.
So that you just remember 84.
Right.
Your maximum HP is now 72.
Boo.
And this thing sort of stands before you and lets out this horrific hiss. And you are terrified of it, Yatara. Everybody else seemingly managed to save. And it rolled a 15 on its initiative. And Ordella, you're up first.
All right, let's see. Going to send my sword over to it first. Please tell me 25 hits.
25 does hit. Just barely.
Yeah, for 8.
Well, the good times had to end eventually.
Yeah, Yeah. I figured I was like, oh, I'm gonna hit it for 1. All right. Laser pistol. Oh.
That's not gonna do it.
I didn't think so. Alas.
But Harkus, you are up.
All right. Marcus is going to run over here. Very smart. And start swinging his staff at him. Or it.
Oh, you know what? I forgot something.
Uh-oh.
Cadillac, he has a second attack against you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, we'll get to Harkus's hitting him. The Harkus punch in just a minute.
Let's forget this one ever happened. Let's see.
Oh, no. That happened. We had a 10 there. But, got like 13 more piercing damage. And, 8 necrotic damage. And reduce your maximum HP by 8 more, please.
Okay, so hold on right quick. So what was the total? What was the total damage again?
13
8.
piercing.
8 plus 13?
8 plus 13, and reduce maximum HP by 8.
Can he get that back, the max HP?
Maybe.
Does that ever come back?
I told him to remember the original, so that implies there is a way, yes.
Okay.
And reduce max HP by 8?
Yep.
Okay, done.
Okay. And Harkus, you punched with one hit that missed as a critical miss. You have a second attack.
That's better.
That'll hit. Okay.
And then I will flurry of blows the vampire ghoul thing. Oh, that missed.
Yep, that's not going to do it.
That one might have hit.
That hits. Okay.
Okay, that's all I got.
All right. It is its turn. And it laughs a good bit. And it seems to reinvigorate itself somewhat. As it just seems to take this hideous laughter and looks a little bit stronger than it did previously. And he's going to turn to Harkus, who attacked him. And he's going to try to bite you, Harkus. 14 to hit.
Nope.
And then he's going to try to claw at you, 22 to hit.
Okay, that one hits.
Okay. So that's going to be 13 slashing damage. And what else can this guy do? All kind of nasty stuff. Yeah, so Cadillac, you can mark the poisoned condition, please.
I am. Let me see. What am I? I'm resistant against poison. Does that?
You're resistant to poison damage, but you can still be poisoned.
Boo. Okay,
so
I am poisoned.
You are poisoned. Yes.
And you stub your toe. Might as well. In there.
All right. Yatara, you are up. You are frightened of this creature. You cannot bear to make yourself move any closer to it in any way.
You
can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn.
I'm not going to move closer to it, but can I move to where I can at least, because from where I am right now, I can't even see it.
Yeah, you can move to where you have vision of it, but you can't get any closer to it, so you have to move away from it.
like keep back here.
Yeah.
Since I'm so terrified of it, I'm actually going to try to just cast Hypnotic Pattern on it.
Okay.
So that's a 17 Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 16.
Sweet.
So you see his eyes just sort of glaze over as he's looking into the void. How long does that last for?
For up to a minute or until he's attacked.
Yeah. Leonard, you're up. You saw Yutara cast a spell, and then his eyes sort of seemed to glaze over a little bit. I don't know how bright Yutara is in terms of, Leonard is in terms of, like, would he not strike at his enemy when he has the chance? Or what would you do?
Jeff, is there a knowledge check I can roll? Do I know anything about vampire weaknesses? Or do I know that this is a vampire?
Well, I don't know that you do know, but I'll let you try to roll and see if you can suss out what it is.
I would like to.
You only know vampire because the picture I showed you said vampire on it.
Correct. So I would like to know if I know what this creature is, and perhaps some of its weaknesses. Like, is it weak to garlic or sunlight or?
Sure. Why don't you roll me
holy water? Why
don't you roll me a history check? See what you know about these kinds of things. Ooh, pretty good. You know that it's some sort of knoll. You've seen it before. And it definitely has long, fangy teeth like a vampire. And I mean, like, what you know about vampires is they don't like sunlight. They're real bad about sunlight. They don't like stakes to the heart. And, you know, stinky stuff like garlic and perfumes and things might not be so good. And they also don't like the holy. So, like, that sort of stuff. That's just what you know about vampire lore. Stakes to the heart, sunlight, and stinky garlic.
Okay, I have none of that. So,
it definitely did the whole Dracula cloud of mist thing.
Okay, I'm just gonna do artificer stuff then.
Okay.
I am going to.
While he's incapacitated right now, I mean, is there a way that you could potentially craft or fashion us something to help protect us against a vampire?
Well, I don't know that he knows how incapacitated he is, to be honest with you.
Okay.
What you've seen is you cast a spell. Did you announce to everybody what you were doing?
Oh, for sure.
You shouted out, I'll stun him.
No, I would do it afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, you announced to everybody what you've done and that he's entranced, but the trance will only last for a short period.
Okay, I am going to cast Web on, like, well, I'm going to move my drone out of the way and cast Web, like, here.
Okay, what does Web do if they fail to save?
20-foot cube, blah, blah, blah. On a failed save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the webs. Can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC. Webs are flammable. Any 5-foot cube of webs exposed to fire burns away in 1 round, dealing 2d4 fire damage to any creature that starts its turn in the fight.
But he doesn't take any damage.
He doesn't take any damage. It just, since he'll auto fail since he's hypnotized,
yeah,
it just restrains him.
Yeah, okay. I will grant that does not break the hypnotic pattern. It just, you've webbed him up. You turned his brain to mush, and you've do you have like a Spider-Man like web shooter that you've created?
Oh yeah. It's totally like a backpack filled with like a sticky white fluid.
Everybody's like, Leonard, we told you not to bring your sticky white fluids.
No.
No, it's like sort of an
more like
archaic
a jar.
proton pack.
Oh,
no,
gosh.
There's definitely a nozzle. There's a nozzle for sure.
All right, he's wrapped up in a web. Let me just put a web on him.
And that's difficult terrain for him.
Yep, he's looking at a hallucinatory pattern, and he's wrapped up in a web. And Cadillac, what are you doing? If y'all are just abandoning this room and going to run away in the minute you have before he regains consciousness, Cadillac's like...
I'm also, before I end my turn as a free action, I'm going to info dump to everyone that I think this is a vampire and that he might be weak to sunlight and garlic and
Cadillac
other stuff.
Cadillac just, you have advantage because he is stunned, paralyzed, and webbed. So if you want to roll that with advantage, Cadillac. All right, well, that doesn't really get you any additional. So the 23 hits.
Okay.
You do 13 radiant damage to him.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. First things first, I am casting Divine Smite, or I'm sorry, Branding Smite as a bonus action.
Okay.
And that means he's also now incapable of going invisible because he's glowing.
Okay.
Should he decide to do so.
Okay.
And I am also going to do Branding Smite.
Okay.
I've got a smite in one barrel and a smite in another barrel, and I click both triggers, you might say. And I am expending a 2nd level spell slot for the Divine Smite.
Okay.
So that is...
Give me the smite damage.
That is going to be... that is going to be 2d8 plus an extra d8 for 2nd level spell slot plus an extra d8 against an undead. So that's going to be 4d8.
Okay. So could
have been better.
So 26 total?
It would appear so.
Wait.
Got it.
No.
He took 48 for smite.
Damage.
He took 13 radiant damage to begin with.
Plus 1d8 because he's an undead, right?
Yep, and I gave him 1 total. He got 1. He did roll a d8. He got 1, so 14. So 27 damage then.
Oh, I see.
That's what that is on the right there. So 27 damage. He is awake now. The hypnotic pattern is broken, and he looks absolutely enraged. But he's caught up in a web, and it's Zarya's turn.
Okay. Can I cast Guiding Bolt at it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, 17's a hit. Wow, y'all are hitting him with a lot of radiant damage here. See, where all this radiant damage come from? Anything else?
Guiding Bolt gives the next person advantage, but I think they would have had it because of the web anyway. So
yeah, basically.
Actually, technically, can I fish for a crit?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Ordella, you're up. How is Ordella occupied? Ordella, you're up.
Sorry, I still had it on mute. My daughter woke up. Dancing Longsword.
Okay.
Slashy, I hope.
Ooh, that's crit.
Yay. 12?
Okay. Yeah, does 12 damage to him. Okay, your second attack.
I can't hit him twice with that, can I?
No, and you only get 5 rounds with it before it goes away. So I think
probably
you got
it.
I think that's probably it. So the longsword returns to your hand. Now you can spend an action to throw it out again next turn, but
okay.
I think I gotta look up how many times a day you can use it.
All right. Okay. Well, I got my moon touched longsword.
Mm-hmm.
Well, does that have radiant? No, that's.
Mm-mm.
No. Okay, never mind. Firebolt. If I do firebolt, that'll mess up the web thing.
Yes,
no.
it'll light the webs
on fire.
It will set the webs on fire,
predisposing him to fire damage if he starts his turn in them.
Yes, it will also burn him out of the web, but yes.
Yeah. So we want to keep the web.
That's up to you. Do you want him to be on fire in a web, or do you want him to be caught in a web?
I'd rather him be caught in a web. All right. Laser pistol it is. 18.
Yeah, that hits.
For 12.
The laser pistol's been good to you.
It has.
How many more shots have you got with that?
Oh, Lord, I don't know. Doesn't say.
Yeah, you didn't have infinite bullets. Roll a d6.
Laser. D6.
You have 5 more shots.
You suck.
Guess what it is. That's why Harkus threw his away. Harkus, you're up.
All right.
Unless you figure out a way to recharge it, which could be done. Harkus didn't bother. He traded his away. Yeah, 17 hits as you come up and smack him. Yeah, okay. That brings him down. He drops to 0 hit points, and something happens when he drops to 0 hit points. Let's see what happens. This is a melee attack. We're just gonna say that kills him. Because he has the ability to move and do something, but he is caught in the web. Actually, you know what? No. You drop him down. You do drop him, okay? But as he starts to die, he grabs you, Harkus, and he just grabs you by the neck and bites you. Or tries to bite you with his last dying breath.
Have another attack. Can I swing at him? And
it's a bonus action for him. He critical fails the attempt to bite you and falls over dead and unresponsive on the ground before you. And yeah. And that's what you see.
So
this
now
hyena
that he is dead and gone.
Uh-huh.
Could he have turned any of us into a vampire?
Well, let's see what happens to Cadillac.
Because
yeah,
that would be kind of cool.
Cadillac's an ice. Cadillac becomes an ice vampire.
Can I walk over to Cadillac and cast Lesser Restoration?
Sure.
Hoping to remove the poisoned condition.
Yeah, you sure can.
Okay.
And that will do so, Cadillac. You can remove the poisoned condition.
Sweet.
You still feel
Okay, so that doesn't have any effect on my max HP.
Nope, your max HP is still reduced. You just feel tired. Like if you just got a good rest, you might feel better.
If I were able to rest in peace, you might say?
One might say. All right. That's what you see. Y'all are still in this room with the tower with the former icicle creatures hanging from the ceiling. There is the room that Cadillac sort of tries to squeeze himself into with the skeleton and the weird patterns on the ground. You have Professor Scott, or at least Leonard is holding him, who seems to know things. He identified the coach, the sky coach, and stuff like that. So he is a resource for what is stuff. And then there are exits to the south of this room.
Yeah, I want to be sure we open that draconic chest.
It's back up there in the room above where your rope is leading up a 20-foot ice wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Does Scott know how to open it?
He does not. Says
does he know draconic?
Yeah. He does.
Can he help me, like...
Looks at you, says, it's the numbers, 1 to 50. He says Mr. Belvedere voice. It is the numbers, 1 to 50. I don't... I mean, I can't just intuit the combination. It's obviously a combination. You are an artificer. You do know what a combination lock is, right?
How do you spell password in Draconic?
Sir, it has numbers. You know, like 1 plus... I'm going to get really advanced here for you. 1, 2, 3, etc., etc.
Can I bring it with us?
Yeah, you go up there and haul the chest. It's made of iron and it's heavy. And how are you going to get it down the 20-foot ice drop?
I've got a rope that can drag 3,000 pounds.
Yep.
So you're just going to tie it up in the rope and have it lower it down?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, it does so. You lower down a giant iron chest with a draconic script on it. I like the idea that you guys have, like, do y'all have a rogue? Is anybody a rogue?
Nope.
No. Does anybody have lock picks or anything? So, like, how can we figure out how to open this combination lock?
I've got a chime of opening. I've got a chime of opening.
Oh. You got a chime of what?
Yeah.
You do.
I thought I remembered you having one of those.
Yes.
All kind of magical dude heads just open shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have a device that'll just open any lock. Forgot to tell you.
So, do we have the safe? Is the safe?
Yeah. Leonard, drug it down. Drug the giant iron
it down with the rope.
I'm just gonna walk over there and go, okay, everybody back up. And I'm just gonna take what I imagine is like the tiniest little triangle, like it's just tiny, and tap it.
Yeah. So the way the chime works is, it is the sound is proportionate to the difficulty of the lock, I think.
Oh.
So as you tap the little triangle, it goes, pong, as there is sort of an echo that just like ricochets through the entire cave, as if things didn't know you were there. They certainly do now. But you watch as you hit it, as the dial on the combination lock is just spinning, and it spins and it goes, stops at the draconic number 14, and it spins the other way, stops at the draconic number 37, and then it spins the other way and stops at the draconic number 2. And then the safe clicks and it just flies open.
Okay. What's in there? I'm gonna look inside.
You look inside as you've taken everybody to step back. There is a satchel that is there. And there is that's all you see is like a bag.
All right. I'll take the bag out and look inside the bag.
It is deep inside of the bag.
Oh, thank God it's a bag of holding.
It is.
Yes.
It's a bag of holding.
Finally, we have a bag of holding.
And you reach down. Or do you? Oh, I don't know if you do or not. Do you reach into the bag of holding?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Why not?
You pull out 4 gems.
Yeah.
Seems like a safe thing to do. You pull out 4 gemstones.
Okay.
They're very pretty amethysts. They're worth 100 gold pieces each.
Okay. So there are how many of us?
6 of you.
Okay.
400 gold worth of those. And there's a ring.
Okay.
Arcus is just collecting stuff.
What does the ring look
like? It seems to be made out of that black crystalline substance that was making people go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You're already a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs from this.
Okay.
It has. You want me to describe what the ring is shaped into?
Yeah.
It looks like it's shaped into like the top of the ring is like the head of a sheep.
Okay. Perhaps Yatara might know something about this ring.
There's 2 of them. Like it's like horns, like the head of a sheep, like horns on it.
Okay.
Yeah, Yatara.
I can definitely identify them if you want to hand them over.
Certainly.
Okay, you doing a ritual identification?
Yep.
How long does that take?
11 minutes.
Okay. Everybody gonna sit here for 11 minutes after?
Jeff, hearing that that loud chime that echoed through this entire facility.
A colossal earth-shattering boom.
Leonard is going to post the drone Raichal and Leonard Raichal watching for interlopers.
It was supposed to go boom. An earth-shattering boom. Yeah. Nothing seems to molest you or bother you for at least the next few minutes. And you're able to cast Identify on it. You have found the Ring of the Ram. You also found a wand earlier that you took?
Yes, I was going to give the wand to Yatara because I figured it would be more useful to Yatara than to me.
Ooh, thank you.
Hey, Yatara, you identified the ring. You've identified the Ring of the Ram. The Ring of the Ram is a magical item. It produces you can use an action, basically, with the Ring of the Ram. It's got 3 charges on it, so 3 times a day. You can create a spectral ram's head that makes an attack roll. +7 to hit. And if it hits, it does 2d10 force damage to your enemy and pushes it 5 feet away.
Sweet action.
It also has another thing you can do. You can expend one of its charges to try to break an object you can see within 60 feet of you that isn't being worn or carried. So, not something somebody's wearing or carrying, but you could, like a mirror over there, I'm going to try to smash it, and it makes a +5 strength check to try to break whatever it is.
Okay.
So, like, say you see like a mirror across the room, and you're like, I'm going to break it. 60 feet away, I'm going to use my ring to smash it. You know, like a ram hitting it. And then you've got the wand. Are you also spending an additional 10 or 11 minutes? So 22 minutes total to identify the wand.
No, I think I'm just going to pack it away and I'll identify it later once we have some downtime. I don't want to waste the time.
Okay. All right, very good. Where are you guys heading to now? or are you what are you doing? You still have that room with the weird patterns inside of the tower that you sort of like Winnie the Pooh your way into.
I can continue trying to check that out.
Yeah, kind of like you sort of look through there and you see the strange pattern on the wall that Leonard described, and you see a skeleton in there wearing a white robe, slouched against the wall.
Does Skullboy know anything about that?
You asking?
I reckon.
He looks at you. He doesn't look at you, but his voice out of the orb says, "I am a professorial orb. I am not a skull. My entity is inside of this orb, not just my head. Thank you very much. Well, let me see it.
Wait,
hold
does
me
he
up.
Look like a skull? Like
no, it's like a crystal ball. He's like a magic 8 ball.
I envisioned him as. Did anybody see Mystery Men?
Yeah.
Yeah, I envisioned him as Janine Garofalo's bowling ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. I'll go with that. Sure.
That's what he looks like in my mind.
Sure. Okay, we'll go with that. I was just gonna go with like he's like he's an orb that has the voice of Mr. Belvedere. He says, interesting. This looks familiar. Netherese spellcasters would create towers like this. They would come to such a place to regain their spent magic. If one was to rest here, they would be able to regain some of their magical essence. The patterns on the wall collect energy from the weave and are able to transmit it into the weary wizard to be able to regain some of their spell slots. He looks around and he says, this one has been damaged extensively, but I would venture a guess that it still works.
I'm going to let our spellcasting comrades know about that. Which I think is just about everybody.
Yeah, so Professor Scott says resting in here would potentially re-energize some of your magic. Inside of the little room that now you'd have to break your way into the hole in the wall or open it up a little better or I guess you could all try to Winnie the Pooh your way into that hole.
I can try widening the hole a bit.
Make me a strength check. Leonard just moved his character in there, but that's not how that works.
I just bring down the whole edifice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. Cadillac with a critical, that's a saving throw, but it doesn't matter. You roll at a 20.
Oh,
Cadillac,
yeah,
Cadillac's just like, I'll try, and just like punches a giant hole in the wall, just opens up a giant hole. Whereas you watched Harkus sort of try to squeeze his little body through the hole. Cadillac's just like, boom.
He's like, what? Like it's hard?
Knocks a big hole in the wall.
There wasn't even any mortar in the bricks, people. Come on. It was easy.
Yep. So yeah, you're able to see in there and walk in there easily now.
I'm going to talk with my professorial orb friend and see, is there a way that we can record these runes, or like could this be recreated?
Only with great understanding of the weave. You can see how intricate and how complex the patterns on the wall here is. It would certainly take years of study to be able to recreate such an item. It's not simply the pattern itself. The entire room is designed as a funnel to funnel energy out of the weave itself and to channel it, to concentrate it, almost like, let me put it in a way that an artificer could understand it. It acts like a step-up transformer for the ambient energy in the air.
Okay, let me put the question in a way that you can understand it. Can you remember enough of it to commercialize it when we get out of here?
Like to sell?
Absolutely.
It's not a bad idea. Give me time.
Better living through magic.
Interesting. Interesting. Perhaps. Yes, I think. With my genius. Yes. Yes, perhaps I could. Maybe I should.
All right.
It's fascinating.
After all, why not?
What I thought. I can see it now. Scott's regeneration stations. Bellion sort of rolls her eyes at this notion.
Scott's spellweave saunas. Let's think grander here. It's a retreat, a resort, a refreshment for the magical elite.
It may take some trial and error to be able to recreate this sort of item, and certainly not cheap, but I think it could be done. Okay. Are you guys taking a rest in here to regenerate spell slots?
Do we have a sense of how that we get spell slots back on a short rest? Maybe?
Yeah, so basically a short rest. Any character that takes a short rest inside of this tower with its magical patterns and such will regain one spell slot of 3rd level or lower at the end of the short rest.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's also the skeleton wizard that was obviously in there taking a sauna bath. But he didn't make it whenever this part of the tower crashed into the glacier.
Didn't work out so great for him.
While we're in here, I'm going to take the time to identify.
Okay, are y'all doing the short rest?
Yeah.
I think so.
Is everybody going in there? Or just...
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Leonard, you're in there, and because you're in there definitely talking about, like, can we market this? And Harkus, are you going in there?
Yep.
All right. So you're taking a short rest. Everybody can mark a short rest. And you identify that you have a Wand of Wonder. Wand of Wonder. Which is basically a chaos injection agent. You also see the skeletal figure in the room if you wish to investigate
I'm
him.
sad that I've given up the Wand of Wonder. Oh, well.
Well, you know. Yeah, you see the other thing in the room is the skeletal remains of a wizard wearing white robes. Okay.
I thought the wizard robes were gone now.
They just sort of crumble. They're kind of crumbling on him.
Okay.
But he's there.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell them on the other side, there seems to be some other stuff.
Okay. You've looted the body otherwise. The only other thing on him is he's bearing a holy symbol that is a 4-pointed star around his neck. It's just an art object, but Professor Scott identifies it as the holy symbol of Mystra, the goddess of magic. And I think this is as good a point as any for us to end the sesh for the eve. And we'll pick it up here next week as you guys have finished a short rest. And casters, feel free to regain a 3rd level spell slot. That includes you paladins.
So next week is the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. Why don't we we'll blow that off. We'll go back the week after Thanksgiving. No sense no sense in trying to, because people are traveling and family and everything.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not. I'm working, but some people might be.
I'm boring, but
Okay.
yeah, we can hold off for the Thanksgiving holiday, but we'll pick it up back here as you guys are in this room, exploring part of the remains of the ancient Netherese city.
Wheat.
Awesome.
Sounds cool.
Finding some cool magic items.
Yes.
Yeah.
I only got a bag of holes.
Yep, you got some really cool magic items this time. You got a Wand of Wonder, you got a Hornet, you got a Ring of the Ram, you got a Bag of Holding. Harkus getting all the magic items.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Until next time, we'll see you then.
All righty.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
All right, y'all.